welcome back to my channel. As you can see behind me, we've got this beautiful kitchen floor, but it is made of wood, and wood, although I love wood, it is prone to stains and all sorts of things, and this particular floor is completely untreated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it from this to this. And I'd like to show you how to do it step by step. First, I'm going to paint the floor with a very hard-wearing wooden primer that's especially good for floors. Now the floor has been painted, it's the same colour as the doors, but with some white paint added, just to sort of lighten it up a bit. I don't want it to absolutely match, but I want it to sort of go together. To make the squares, I've cut out a template. It's exactly the size I want the squares to be, just over 30 centimetres in width. I've cut it so that it fits exactly 7 times from the kitchen drawer to the floor here. And what I've done is I've taken a piece of string and I've put it on the floor there, stretched from the cupboard door to the kitchen door. And I'm going to put the squares along that line and then work my way out from there. So I'm going to show you how to do one of them, and then I'll do the rest possibly in sort of quick mode. First of all, place the square exactly where you want it to be, point to point. And then get something to weight it down, like a heavy book, so that it doesn't move around. And then use the book to lift up the string so that you don't get any paint on the string. And then apply the paint. Now I haven't blended it completely, it's a mixture of black and white and a little bit of green so it matches into the walls a little bit. And I want to have a sort of marbly type of effect, so I haven't mixed it completely together. As you can see, it has a sort of mottled effect. I'm using a roller. I used a brush before, but for the darker squares, I'm going to use a roller because I want it to look more like a tile. I had to use a brush for this little bit here because I can't get underneath there with the roller. Just add a little bit more black to it to give it a bit more structure. What I've done now is marked out the squares all the way down so that we do every alternate square. And there's a very good reason for that, because it's not so easy to do that one and then this one while this one is still wet. So basically we have to wait for that to dry, which doesn't take very long. It's like a matter of 20 minutes or something. So in the meantime, we do the second one, or should I say the third one. And basically just keep on until we've got to the end. And don't worry about getting it perfect, because tiles are never perfect either, so just keep on going. Use the brush to get in between the cracks if you can't do it with a roller. Now simply remove the masking tape. You don't have to wait for it to completely dry, you can wait for it to sort of be tacky. As you can see, for this part of the kitchen, I've used the template again, and now I've got the squares going this way. So now we've got them going to the door that way, and here to where the floor ends. I'm now going to remove this and remove the string, because I don't need that anymore. And then paint these two squares. And then afterwards, I just put the ones in between when it's dry. And as you can see, just like I said earlier, it ends up exactly there, because I've measured it from here to here 7 times to fit all the way along. I've made a sort of template to go around the square so that I don't get any of the white paint on the black squares, just to make it a little quicker. And I'm going to use the paint that is from the cupboards, which is a bit darker than the floor paint, and just do a sort of bagging effect on the floor, just like I did on the black square, on the darker squares. Just put a little bit of paint onto the bag. It's only a slight difference to the colour that's already there, just to give it a bit of depth. And then just move the square along. You can't really see anything now, but you will see it when it starts to dry, because when it dries, the paint gets about 15% darker. It's very simple, just to give it a little bit of a extra something.